Jura, oh Jura, down 3-2. Everything is on the line. How will you respond? Because getting done like this is crazy. But we start with the flashback of Boruto telling Kawaki to go to Sunagakure after Amato removes his limiters. That way they might be able to jump Jura. But even with that, Kawaki still don't think they can do it. And honestly, you can't even blame bro. Bro got 2-piece so bad, I thought he was gonna run to Ada and try to switch teams again. I know that PTSD got him fighting demons. But that's when Boruto tosses over a metal piece saying they're not fighting Jura. They just gotta make sure they can all escape. Because it's literally not possible to take him down. Which is interesting. Because when he fought him, he did think Uzuhiko worked on him at first. So this would have to mean either he still thought Jura could beat him even with the effects of Uzuhiko, or he didn't even think it'd be possible to land it beforehand. Unless he was just gaslighting Jura so that he would tell him how he negated it. But regardless, he explains he needs to be able to sense the chakra in the metal piece in order for them to flying Rajin out of there. Meaning, he needs Kawaki to buy him some time. As Jura comes speeding in, loading up and blasting a Bijou bomb that of course Kawaki just absorbs. But now Jura is gone before just popping up behind him and coming in with that finger of doom again, making Kawaki shrink and disappear, even comboing it with the cubes falling too, except for the first time we see Jura blast a Bijou bomb connecting with it and actually destroying it too, leaving him standing in the middle thinking he's oh so tough. Bro doesn't know our deuterotagonist doesn't let nobody or farm but them. As Kawaki pops back up with that hand ready and smacking this creature, sending him flying across the map. Except he still just jumps back coming for more and clashing with Kawaki's staff. Except unlike that weak ass sword, his junk don't break, letting you know that there's levels to this, which lets him go for a stab that Jura weaves, all while still missing his foot by the way, before clashing with the staff once again, making them just start to spaz. Till Kawaki comes smacking his hand, then loading up and putting the staff straight on his stomach. Except we see him channeling his karma into it and blasting this freak, tearing that side up. Literally got him looking like that thick fish from SpongeBob as a get back for him blasting Himawari in that same spot. Before Kawaki cocks back and starts going crazy on him. And he doing this out of pure hatred too. Just look at his feet. Man's jumped up in the air in pure glee to cook bro. I gotta respect it. Before he cocks back his hand this time and smacks this bum all the way across the desert, leaving us at Boruto floating in the sky trying to calm down, because at this point, Momo would just be the dessert. Bro's already cooked. And so luckily his karma starts to slowly go away. And we see Kawaki go walking down Jura, even having the nerve to deactivate his karma too, knowing this bum ain't even worth the time. I mean, just look at him. Pathetic. Missing both legs, a shoulder, his heart, 3 fingers, and his side. At this point, I could handle him. Even though honestly, I could have been did that. But nevertheless, we go zooming in on Kawaki's eye just to find out Amato and Sumire been watching this whole thing, which is just like, bruh, why is she watching? What is Ikimoto cooking for her to literally always be involved in whatever bro got going on? Every assistant who's involved this much always turns out to be working for somebody evil. That's all I'ma say. Because I literally have zero idea what she's gonna add to the story outside of probably cop blocking Sarada. But she even implies that maybe Kawaki can actually beat him. But like, look at him. It's already over. Until Jura goes reaching in and bringing out his book and proceeds to go flipping through the pages right in Kawaki's face, which is almost as disrespectful as when B was writing lyrics mid ass whooping. But going through his notes, he confirms Kawaki is way stronger than last time, even comparing the power gain to Himawari after using the non-tails chakra, and even Sarada when she got her Mangekyo and eviscerated Ryu, making him come to realize that all these situations involve the love, the thing he's been researching since his birth. And so being the nice guy that he is, he asked Kawaki what's his opinion on it, causing him to put his hand up and blast this man trying to erase bro from existence. This little is a demon, bro. This is what I want to see. None of that soft and understanding shit, bro. I want violence. So now as Kawaki stares into the dust, we see wood start spawning in out of nowhere that goes and attaches to every single spot Jura has an injury, and even somehow healing his eye, before we probably get his toughest panel so far of him literally sitting on his own throne while also expressing that he knows Kawaki's true desire to protect Naruto. saying that he thought Naruto had joined Jiraiya, but after looking into Kawaki's eyes, he knows the 7th is alive, before even having the audacity to tell him that he wants to consume Naruto straight to the face of the same man he knows wants to protect him. And all because he thinks it will help him learn a little more about love, which is still so intriguing and honestly one of, if not my favorite plot points of TBV so far. Just trying to imagine the different scenarios of how he will actually even be able to come into contact with Naruto. Because with the resolve Kawaki has shown, there's no way he would let him meet, right? And also the fact that this is really setting up Jura to talk to Mr. Talk No Jutsu himself. Except unlike most villains, Jura actually has an interest in learning. And so I have to wonder, like, could Naruto explain love so much that Jura doesn't need to consume him? I don't know, bro. But anyway, after hearing that, Kawaki snaps, making his little brother come to the rescue, saying that he's locked on to the symbol. And even knowing what this means, Jura still agrees that they're done for today. But Kawaki is not ready to go, saying he does not care about all that lovey-dovey stuff. But he does give Jura his credit for that 200 IQ, but still reassuring him that he will die by his hand. And yet, even with that, he tells Kawaki that they should meet again, making him turn around and show off his middle finger, flicking this man off in one of the most disrespectful panels I have ever seen in my life. And it really hits too, because he was just beating this man's ass so he can stand on his disrespect. And I just gotta be honest, he for sure growing on me, bro. I was not messing with Kawaki for real in TBV, but these last 2 chapters, I moved. But there's still the question of how much Jura was actually trying, because I refuse to believe he was just giving 0% effort. But I'd also probably say he wasn't going 100%. But to make the powers work, he'd kinda have to be holding back a lot, because Boruto was able to hang with him and Kawaki was able to just straight up overpower him. So them two working together should just be overkill. But we go to see Boruto's leaf symbol dropped off with Team 7 and by none other than Delta. Delta. If I gotta see Konohamaru, at least she here to make up for it. But she tells him to step back since they're about to pull up. But this bum ends up getting the cold treatment and stomped on, foot all up in his face, and even getting put on the ground. And look at Boruto's face, bro. He know that'll probably have Konohamaru in the hospital for about 2 weeks. But he gets up confirming he does have the thorn bolt, making Boruto say, "Let's go to the leaf." Which pans us to my glorious queen, saying that they should be safe and sound now. But Unc Koji over here is not amused, saying this was way too dangerous. As we find out the future changed again, but of course with great minds thinking alike, me and Ada just like, so? That happens all the time anyway. That is until we hear that means Mamushi is on the move to his target, her. And naturally she's disgusted because let's be honest, that man is ugly as hell. Just look at him, looking all calm and cool and shit, knowing his ugly ass ain't got a care in the world. But now it means we might see Damon really have to box. I'm sorry, but the code squabble does not count. He's a bum. So now we go to see Hidari looking over at disgust, seeing Jura over here hitting the speed. And with that Sasuke DNA, he starts to question what is wrong with him. As Jura says, it's because Kawaki gave him a compliment, acting like that's his crush or something, making Hidari just stare at bro in complete bewilderment before he goes flipping through a book of his own to find a phrase he thinks fits the situation. Totally ick, meaning Jura's cooked. You get somebody the ick, it's over, bro. Wrap their relationship up. They finna be on TikTok slandering you every day now. But honestly, I don't even know how to feel, because this is like the first time I can remember getting like a non-serious, no cliffhanger ending, bro. I keep swiping thinking there's more. But amazing art. I was locked in the whole time, so it's probably at least like top 10 in the series, at least. Shout out Ikimoto.